The Baltimore police have completed their review of the circumstances surrounding the death of Freddie Gray, the young man who died in police custody. That event led to mass protests, first in Baltimore, where they turned violent, and then in other American cities. The Baltimore City prosecutor has called for calm as her department reviews the results of the police report. For more, I'm joined now from New York by Ellis Cose. He's a columnist and author. Ellis, do you think that the release of this preliminary police report is going to calm tensions at all in Baltimore?
No, I don't think much of anything is going to calm tensions right away. I mean, one of the things that the president mentioned in his remarks Tuesday is that it seems that we are in a cycle where every week or two we have an incident. And so this goes back to August when we had the shooting, the killing in Ferguson, Missouri. And I think that people are, it's not just this one incident, it's not just this one resolution. This goes back in a sense to August, but it really goes back much further than that. It goes back to Rodney King in 1992. It goes back to the urban riots in 1967. There were 164 that year, and a huge proportion of them had to do with police misconduct or police, at least, action in communities.
It's amazing how long this has gone on for and how little has been done to resolve it. But also when you look at the polls on the difference between African Americans' confidence in the police being held accountable and whites' confidence in the police being held accountable, again, you see why these reports don't have much effect in calming people's tensions.
And Kathy, the unfortunate reality is that those poll results are not new. I mean, as long as they have been polling on these issues, what you find is that most whites think that police treatment is equal and fair, and most blacks think it's not. That goes back decades, and I have never seen a poll that does not show that asks that question. And that reveals a fundamental mismatch on how we perceive relations in this society, and a fundamental disagreement on how race operates in American society.
So do you think the events of the last 6 months in the United States will have done anything to make African Americans feel confident that this issue is going to be addressed?
Well, I think that what has happened is that you do have, first of all, this sustained dialogue. It's something that people are talking about in a way they really haven't talked about before. You also have a White House task force on policing in the 21st century. And you have a black president and a black attorney general who clearly are concerned about this issue. So I think that with the combination of all those factors, we may be moving to make some progress finally on this issue after more than a half of a century.
What would be the single most important thing that could change, do you think?
Well, I think the single most important thing would be that everyone would realize, and particularly policemen, that young black men are not that different from young white men. I mean, young black men are 21 times as likely to be shot by cops as young white men. And part of that reason has to do with the fear that cops have, that cops are, there's this image of very fearful, angry, dangerous black men and black males. And that's an image that's getting black men killed across America.
And it's an image that has to change clearly.
Absolutely.
Ellis Cose, thanks very much for joining me.
My pleasure.